Good morning. It's Inside Nigeria. Today is April 30, 2024. Incidentally, today is the last day of the month of April to 2024. My name is Winifred Ubebo, your host on the program. In Inside Nigeria, we review and discuss front headline stories on some select newspapers in Nigeria, including Nigeria's most influential newspaper, Leadership. Now let's run with Leadership's headline stories. Leadership's main headline story today says supply glitch worsens fuel scarcity nationwide. Supply glitch worsens fuel scarcity nationwide. And the riders. We have not had supplies in 2 weeks, marketers. Petrol queues linger, motorists, commuters stranded. If crisis persists, we will intervene, Senate. NNPCL helps mom. I'll take that leading story once again, and of course, a developing story in Nigeria presently, as a few queues have resurfaced in most filling stations across the nation, and commuters, passengers are stranded. Leadership's leading story once again says supply glitch worsens, fuel scarcity nationwide. We have not had supplies in 2 weeks, marketers. Petrol queues linger, motorists, commuters stranded. If crisis persists, we will intervene, Senate. NNPCL keeps mom. That's the main story on Leadership today, April 30, 2024. Beside that main headline story, EFCC pro Yahaya Bello protesters clash in Abuja. Only 108 senators can decide Nigi's fate, Senate. Ganduje probe, Kano Commission seeks useful information. Court stops multi-choice from increasing DSTV, GOTV rates. And above the masthead of Leadership today, Tinubu stands on electoral reforms unclear, says Yaga Africa. The story is on page 21 of Leadership newspaper. And on the business boss, we have PT releases Azu's book on media content and money. PT means Premium Times releases Azu's books. Azu is the editor-in-chief of Leadership Newspaper Limited. His book on media content and money will soon hit the newsstand. That's what the story is all about. And above the masthead of Leadership, Minister says don't pay new tariff without 20 hours electricity. Finidi George is new coach of Super Eagles. Congrats to Finidi George, who was part of the team in that USA 94. Congratulations to the new coach. With that, we move to the page 3 of Leadership today, where we have our permanent page stand. Our stand today is on reform the judicial system now. Reform the judicial system now. From that editorial, we move to the back page where we have guest column with Richard Gallant. Richard Gallant is writing on 30 years of South African Constitution. And with that, we've come to the review of Nigeria's most influential newspaper, Leadership today. For more on this, log on to the website of Leadership, www.leadership.ng. From Leadership is the same leading story in almost all the papers today. Let's start with the Punch. Punch's main headline story: petrol hits 800 naira as 240 million liter vessels arrive. Petrol hits 800 naira as 240 million liter vessels arrive. 5 tanker vessels offloading PMS at Lagos port. Independent marketers sell over 800 naira per liter. Black marketers charge 1,200 naira per liter. Motorists groan, commuters lament rising cost transport fare. The main headline today on the Punch. Today, Tuesday, April 30, 2024. And of course, it's also the main headline story in most of the national newspapers today. Tinubu will end economic sabotage, Shettima tells African leaders. Of course, we have a picture of the Vice President Shettima in a handshake with one of the African leaders at the ongoing Head of State Summit. $2.4 billion forest claims fictitious, says CBN. I'll take that again. $2.4 billion forest claims fictitious, says CBN. Kano panel lines up witnesses for Ganduje's probe. 1.4 million UTME candidates scored below 200 according to JAMB. And the one beside the masthead of the Punch, Edo workers hail Obaseki over 70,000 naira minimum wage. Above the masthead of the Punch, EFCC probes 1,146 frozen accounts for money laundering. Federal government begins fresh bid rounds for oil blocks. Customers panic as CBN bans OPay, PalmPay, orders new accounts. The story is on page 29 of the Punch newspaper. For continuation of these headline stories, inside stories, and the editorial, you log on to the website of the Punch, www.punchng.com. From the Punch, we have another paper on our menu, and that is Vanguard. Vanguard's made headline story still on the ongoing fuel scarcity across the nation. And the Vanguard says fare hike. Travelers, commuters groan as fuel scarcity bites harder. Fare hike. Travelers, commuters groan as fuel scarcity bites harder. We have adopted new strategy to end shortage, Merman. It will take a few days to eliminate queues, NNPC. Task force raids filling stations in Ilorin, warns against hoarding, as Lagos government warns against creating gridlock on roads. Of course, we have the picture of consumers, or what do you call it, Nigerians queuing up for fuel, while we have the liters of oil tankers of NNPC in the depot. Beneath that, terrorism financing, court chides federal government over shoddy prosecution of Tukur Mamu. And in sport, NFF appoints Finidi as coach of Super Eagles. 2024 UTME JAMB releases 1,842,464 candidates results, with those 64,624. We move to the stories about the masthead of Vanguard. Banks expand loan size by 57% to 37.2 trillion naira. Illegal forest trading. Court okays EFCC's request to freeze 1,146 bank accounts. $10 billion required annually for 10 years to fix power sector. Federal government. DSTV, GoTV rates hike. Tribunal stops multi-choice. These are the leading stories today on Vanguard newspaper. For more, log on to the website of Vanguard, www.vanguardngr.com. And from Vanguard, we move to our next stopover is The Nation. Nation's leading stories on money laundering probe. EFCC swoops on 1,146 bank accounts. Court okays freezing of accounts for unauthorized forest dealings. Terror financing. Above that main headline story, we need $100 billion in 10 years to fix electricity, says minister. No supply, no payment of new rates. Senators seek reversal of tariff hike. Petrol scarcity leaves Nigerians stranded. Queues linger in Lagos, Abuja, major cities. And above the masthead, just beneath the masthead, we have NEC okays 81,975 naira, 143,836 naira for meters. Tribunal stops multi-choice rates hike. The story is on page 3 of The Nation. And above the masthead of The Nation, pro EFCC, pro Yahaya Bello protesters at agency headquarters. How I received $600,000 for Emefiele, as CBN director tells court. Edo workers to earn 70,000 naira minimum wage from May. NNPP behind Kano APC crisis, says Ganduje. And of course, with that, we conclude the review of the nation's headline stories today on this Inside Nigeria. With that, we move to The Guardian. Guardian is the last paper we have on our menu for review on today's episode of the program. The Guardian's main headline story says debt market monopoly hurt Nigerians as fuel subsidy backfires. Debt market monopoly hurt Nigerians as fuel subsidy backfires. Nigeria begs US to repatriate more stolen funds. African heads of state canvass $120 billion for continent's development. That controversial Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway project is an editorial on page 12 of The Guardian. That controversial Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway project. Obaseki announces 70,000 naira minimum wage for workers. EFCC gets not to freeze 1,146 bank accounts over forest crisis. No vacancy in Aso Rock, Gandhi test Kwankwaso orders. 8 million households to pay more for prepaid meters as NEC deregulates sector. Royal complicity, how monarchs crooked officials fuel illegal mining insecurity in Southwest. Of course, these are the leading stories on The Guardian today, Tuesday, April 30, 2024. For continuation of these headline stories, you log on to the website of The Guardian, www.guardian.ng. And with this, we've come to the end of this Tuesday's edition of the program, Inside Nigeria, which was brought to you on Leadership Television. My name is Winifred Ugbebo. Please don't forget to join us on this frequency as we have news on the hour. Stay tuned for another fresh edition of the program tomorrow. Bye.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.